So I'm a manufacturing engineer of sheet metal parts, and I've received this sheet metal, what looks like a part, here in SolidWorks, but I'm seeing a lot of features, and here's some sharp corners that should be rounded. This really looks more like an assembly, but it doesn't seem like it's structured like that. I'm really trying to learn a little bit about this part in SolidWorks, and you can see here the many features. Very complicated feature tree that I have. I've been asked to make this more manufacturable. I want to see if I can unbend it, but I can't find the unbend functionality here right off the bat. And I've also been asked to modify this pocket, change the location. So let me go and edit that sketch. Wow, that's very complicated. I'm not really sure that I know what I'm looking at here with this sketch here in SolidWorks. I just want to move that pocket, but there's quite a few dimensions. So I'm just going to get out of this, and I think my best bet here is to bring this part, as I'm looking at it more and thinking about this, to bring this into SpaceClaim. SpaceClaim, just because it's just way too many features. And this is, too complicated a feature tree and not even really set up like sheet metal. So here I'm in SpaceClaim, and I'm just going to do File Open on this SolidWorks part. And let me see this drop down here. I have many parts I can open. I'm concerned here with this chassis part from SolidWorks. And voila, I open that part directly into SpaceClaim. And as you can see, it's just solid geometry, not cluttered with the cumbersome feature tree, as you can see right here up to the left. The first thing that I want to do here is to remove what this looks like, this flange that's attached. And I can do that quickly just by using split body on this face. And you can now see in the structure tree I have two solids. So in an instant, I was able to turn this single solid into two solids, and I'm on my way to really turning this part into an assembly to make it more manufacturable. Now what I want to do, and I'm going to do here, is sketch on this face quickly by entering into my sketch tool, sketch a couple circles, and what I'm doing here is I'm going to select on these regions, and just by using pull, I can pull on these regions, and if I pull here towards me, I've made some solid geometry, but really I'm going to pull through and make a hole in both parts, and these will be alignment holes for welding or cleco pins, so that I can spot weld these two parts together, helping in the manufacturing process. What I also want to do here is make this easier to manufacture, so I'm going to make an assembly out of this big piece. Now, how am I going to do that? Well, I can simply just add a plane here, and by using combine, I can just select on the part I want to split or cut into two using that plane anywhere I want, and notice here in the structure tree I now have three solids, the left side, the right side, and that bracket, of course. But these are just three solids, so what I need to do now is actually turn this into an assembly. And here in the structure tree, I can just create three new components and simply drag and drop each solid into its own component. And in a short time, I've now created an assembly of three components from what started as a single part that I imported in from SolidWorks. See, I can freely move it around just like that. Now, I need a way to actually take these two new components, the left and right side, and actually make them so that I can attach them together. So what I want to do here is learn a little bit about this new part that I have. I can pull on its face and extend it and make it shorter. Check out the help here. Or I can actually go to move and rotate. You can do all sorts of fun things in SpaceClaim to what looks like the solid geometry. And currently, that's all it is here. We don't know much about this part, other than I can just easily work with it. if I select here on the component, you can see here I can, by selecting on this component, I'm just going to scroll down here and you can notice that it's not set up as a sheet metal part right now. But if I right-click there and say Set to Sheet Metal, and then I select here on the properties, you can now see it is a sheet metal part with a thickness and a radius and a K factor. So just like that, I was able to import this part and actually recognize it as a sheet metal part. And then now I can perform sheet metal type modifications to this. Simply select on a wall and pull. Maybe here, select on these registration balls or control points and pull up on this edge, and just like that, lickety split, I have a wall. That was pretty easy to do. But it's not exactly the result I wanted, so in SpaceClaim is no problem, I can just undo. What I really want is to create a Z-bend here, an overlap over the right side part, so that I can make an attachment mechanism. There. Just pull on that top edge, pulling it towards me, and look at that. It automatically created an S-bend. Fantastic. Now, you notice I've turned off the other two components, just so I could easily work here on this component. And remember I said I had to also clean up some of the sharp edges, so I can do that just here by selecting on each edge. And by pulling on that edge, and quickly make a round. And I zoom in so you can see that a little bit better. Great. Now I'm just going to turn on the visibility of the other component here, and let's just go right ahead and set that to sheet metal as well. And now what I'm going to do is actually activate both of them now. Great. I'm going to actually enter into my cross-section view. So anywhere in this model, I can make a virtual cross-section. Now I can interact with the model and actually see what's going on here. And enter into pull and select on this line and pull on that, and you can see that this cross-section, pulling on these curves or lines, actually influences the 3D model. A great way to work here in 2D cross-section. There, I no longer have that interference that once existed with these two new sheet metal parts. Fantastic. So look how easy that was. I was able to split these parts, create an overlap, make an assembly. Now, the other thing I needed to do here was actually move this pocket. Now let me just select on the pocket and just select on these holes too. We'll move those as a group just by selecting on them. So what can I do? I can enter here into the Move tool and just drag on this Move handle, and this pocket and holes will dynamically update here in real time. That was easy. Yeah, I've made quite a few changes on this imported model. Now we have this other bracket here. Let's go ahead and set this to sheet metal as well. And we'll open this component in its own separate window, which we can do here in SpaceClaim. We can have multiple windows open, as you can see the different tabs at the bottom. And just select on it now, and what I'll do is unfold it. That was easy to find. Right mouse button, unfold. And as I unfolded this part, it gave me the overall height and width, or width and length of this part. And we have, with SpaceClaim, full associativity. So let's see here, selecting on this top face and pulling up on it. Yes, on the right-hand side, you can see that the flat pattern dimensions actually update as well. Boy, that was pretty easy here, working in SpaceClaim on this imported sheet metal part from SolidWorks. See, I started with a single part. Now I have an assembly. That was fun.